All right, hello everybody. It is Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024, and I've got obviously Emily here joining me as well. And today's topic, as I posted, it's going to be just tips and tricks for busy parents, moms, dads, all that good stuff. Don't have enough time to, fitness is sliding, and just some real talk. So hopefully everyone finds this beneficial. And if other points or topics come up, just post them in the comments, and hopefully I'll try to remember to read them or whatnot. But this whole, pardon me, this whole topic, it's been covered previously in various ways. And what's up, Melanie? And but there was a post in the private Facebook group the other day by Lexi, and her post just like broke my heart. It pulled on my heartstrings because remember our little girl. We got three kids. Our little girl's 2.5, and she's not an easy child. She's easier now than she was. But when she was very much younger, a year and a half ago, 6 months old, and all that, we were in the trenches, like in a really bad
We were in
way.
the trenches for 18 months. She was colicky, but then didn't come out of it, and we were dealing with a host of other issues. So honestly, it was 18 months.
And even to this day, she chooses violence.
Strong-willed.
If given the opportunity to do things peacefully, or she'll choose violence. It's even like, I don't know, I got to put on her shoes for something good. Like I'll tell her, we're gonna go get ice cream. That's amazing. Kids would love that. I got to put on your shoes, and she'll be like, try it. Try to put on my shoes. I'm like, but it's so that we can get ice cream. She's like, I know, and I'll eat the ice cream, but I'm just gonna make this difficult because that's what I like to do. So, anyway, I see people chime in that yes, sleep. I'll read Lexi's post, and here we go. It says, I'm not sure what I'm looking for from this post. Maybe some combination of support, advice, help. So, she had a lot going on. I recently started a new job. It's a wonderful job, but a complete 180 in almost every way from my previous one, which was very hybrid, very flexible, very autonomous. For the first time ever, I'm experiencing what it's like to be fully in person from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. while also being a mom with a toddler who is not sleeping well. I am struggling to find a way to get workouts in. At my old job, I had access to a gym during the day. I could use it whenever I wanted, or I had a block of free time. That helped tremendously. Other days I'd do the dumbbell option from home. But seriously, all you parents who work full-time, in-person jobs with little autonomy or free time, how? How do you do it? By the time we get home and have dinner, a bath, prepping for the next day, putting the baby down, all that takes 90 minutes to 2 hours. Gotta walk the dog, pack lunches for tomorrow. Suddenly it's 10:30 or even 11 p.m. Plus, as if there's not enough going on, we just moved 3 days ago. So our lives are in absolute chaos right now, and I know that won't last forever. Slowly coming to terms with the fact that 5:30 a.m. workouts may have to be something that I accept, I think, but I'm a night owl who struggles to get up in the morning, coupled with a baby who's up 2 to 3 times per night. How do you all get it done? I don't want to fall off the fitness wagon. What leaps to... I mean, that is just a nightmare scenario of stress.
But I feel like it's the situation that a lot of parents are dealing with. Not everybody has the opportunity to work from home. A lot of people have to clock in, clock out for breaks and lunches, and so just taking off during the day isn't always really an option to head to the gym. So I think a lot of people deal with these kinds of schedules, and like she said, it doesn't last forever, but when you're in it, it feels like it's going to last forever.
So there's a couple things. There were some fantastic interactions on this particular one with real people from the community giving their 2 cents of how they've dealt with this. But before we launch into those things, I remember when we were reading this, and on top of the good suggestions, one of the things that popped into our heads that kind of chapped our backside, if you will, was the Linchpin community gave real actionable advice, but what you can get a lot on social media from, I despise this term, fitness influencers, or people in the space who just have a lot of notoriety or whatnot, and especially if they're moms, it can be this just like drill sergeant suck it up, gotta do everything. I'm juggling 18 things and not dropping anything, and like it's just perfect, and just, and I don't think that's helpful or realistic. And I also think there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes that those social media influencers aren't making you aware of.
I also think, a lot of times they're like, just bring your baby with you, just bring your toddler with you. I think that works if you have a child who has a super easygoing personality. Heaven forbid you get a child like yours, first of all, who needed constant contact no matter what, or they would
Like
literally be
ours.
screaming. Right. You have a colicky baby. You can't just take a colicky baby to the gym. That's actually
No.
rude to all the other people. And it's terrible. And that's not a way for you to disconnect, and it's not good for your mental health. Just listen to your child scream like that. So I don't think it's always in the cards for everybody to just take that baby along with you. And I remember thinking that when I was going through it and other people had had babies similar to the same times that I did. And I'm like, that's just not good advice for everybody. Now, those that are sitting around and just need that motivation and they have easy kids, yep, you need to get out and make it happen. That's not realistic for everybody.
And a lot of those, social media influencer moms, well, they're social media influencer moms because they're working from home or whatever it is that they're doing. They're not getting in the car, commuting like Lexi described to an office for an 8 or 9 hour day, and then having to drive back home and cram everything in. And then some of them on top of that have like child care help coming in, extended family in the area. There's always parents or grandparents in there helping out. Like that's a totally different situation to what it sounds like Lexi's going through, which is on their own, trying to make it happen, and it's a bit overwhelming. So here are some great, there was a lot of great information that came from the Linchpin community. One of the greatest ones was, look, the overall concept of perfect is the enemy of the good, right? So where you are right now, Lexi, or any busy parent, if this is a new change and a wild disruption to your life, toddler's not sleeping well, brand new job with different responsibilities, less free time than you're used to. You just moved into a new house. That's a ton going on. If previous to that, you controlled your life well, got into 5 workouts, things were grand, had ample time to warm up and cool down and all that, you will probably be back to that one day. I don't know if it's in 1 month or 1 year or whenever, but it sounds like right now you may have to just let that go for a bit, accept the situation that you're in, and then make the best decisions you can with the hand that you're dealt. And that might be a reduction in how often you work out. If 5 times is unrealistic, you can get a lot done with 3 times. So maybe try something like that just to kind of give yourself a little bit of a break. What did you, when you were in the throes of it, what did you...
Utilizing your weekends, when you're not trying to juggle your job, maybe you work out on Saturday and Sunday, and then pick one day during the week that, is going to be more chaotic. Maybe that's the one day that you get up early in the morning, even after a crappy night of sleep. But I also agree, you can't do that every single day. If you're getting crappy sleep, you're up 3-4 times a night, and then you're getting up to work out. At some point, that's also diminishing returns. Your body needs rest, especially if you're recovering from having a baby not that long ago.
Mm-hmm. So the getting up early was like the overwhelming response from all the parents that chimed in. Like regardless if they were morning people or not, they were like, I hate mornings or whatever, but exactly kind of like what you're saying. It seemed like if it didn't happen at 5 a.m., it wasn't going to happen. So if you hate the morning routine, you may not have to do it for the rest of your life, but it might be something to do right now. And I didn't think of what you said a second there ago, and somebody else posted it. I never even popped into my head of like switching your some workouts to the weekend. I think that's a great call. So if you're going to do 3 days a week, what popped into my head initially was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But then after everyone said that, I was like, yeah, if the weekends are a bit more flexible, okay, again, right, it's not ideal, but you could do what you got to do. So maybe you work out Saturday and Sunday, and then you get in a midweek, and then you only need to get in a workout on Wednesday or one time during the Monday through Friday chaos. And then you're still going to get in 3 workouts per week, and that's going to be fantastic. But yes, the morning suggestions seem to be about the only thing that everyone 100% agreed upon, as well as the reduction in volume from 5 to 3. And I don't know if this helps at all, what you've got going on with your husband, but when we were really, really in the craziness and it was rugged, there was no escape from our wonderful little girl, we would just do some stuff that, even though there was a ton of stuff to do, from house cleaning to taking care of the two other kids to meal prep to whatever it was, for our mental sanity, one of us would just say to the other one, look, I need you to juggle everything that's on fire for the next 30 minutes, and I'm going to disappear into the garage, and it's going to be overwhelming and not fair. And then I'll come out and switch out with you. And we just would do that every now and then, and we'd rush the workout or rush the warm up or totally modify it, because that's just kind of where we were, and we survived.
Yeah, we did survive. And you, for the most part, most people, unless you have like a medically fragile child, your life will go back to some sort of normalcy. Some people might have to learn a new normalcy, but it will change.
The other things that I would say is just random advice. Scaling is your friend. Not running the clock is your friend. Lighter weights are your friend. Like, it takes less time to warm up for a lighter load than a heavier load. So if just for the time being that's what you need to do, then all good. I dragged for months. I had a pair of dumbbells in the house, just right here in my office, and a kettlebell as well. Pair of 50s and a pair of 35s. And I did so many workouts just in the house, minimal warm up. And if a workout was supposed to take 15 to 20 minutes, there was plenty of those workouts that should have taken me 15 to 20 minutes, but they took me 90 minutes or 2 hours, because I would start it, get interrupted, stop, come back 15 minutes later, do another round, another interruption. I mean, I had so many chopped up, segmented, far from perfect workouts, I can't even tell you. And now, we're at the 2.5 year mark with our daughter. Maybe it negatively influenced my fitness for a little bit, but in the long run, I mean, like, nothing. The important thing was we just kind of made something happen.
The other piece is, right now, it's almost a little bit easier to control the nutrition side of things, because you do have a little bit more control over your environment, if you will. So that might be where you heavily focus your energy, is on nutrition, get that all dialed in. And then, the workouts kind of stagger along, and then that can become more consistent, a little bit later down the road. But at least you've got your nutrition all dialed in.
The nutrition's huge. It's huge, right? Because there's things that you can control and things you can't. You probably want more sleep, but you can't control how frequently your toddler wakes you up. You wish you had more free time, but you got to commute to it. Like, you can't control any of those things. But you can control your nutrition, even though when you're stressed out and tired, you just want this little endorphin rush that's going to feel good, and it's going to be probably more tempting than ever to eat poorly. But then on top of bad sleep, on top of not working out, like, that's going to spiral quick. So the nutrition aspect probably becomes one of the few things that you can control, and man, really, really, being tired's no good. Being tired with a belly full of Oreo cookies feels even worse. So
certainly the next day.
Yeah, so eating is best you can, and then just, again, you bring in the dumbbells, you bring in the kettlebells, and hey, the workout has running in it, but you can't leave your toddler or whatever. You jog in place for that period for 2 minutes. Not ideal. You'll jack your heart rate up. You'll be fine. Or you do 2 minutes of jumping jacks or something like that. The workout has box jumps in it. You can't drag a box in. You can't jump on your coffee table because that would be impolite. You do tuck jumps. You're going to be just fine. So whatever it happens to be, just use your knowledge of how to scale and modify workouts. Make the best decision that you can. Get as much sleep as you can. Try to be kind to your spouse. Eat well, and then just when you can, slowly start increasing the frequency that you get in the gym. But this too shall pass, and keep leaning on the Linchpin community. Make these posts, and all the parents get in there and rally. So hopefully that helps. Anything that we forgot?
I don't think so.
I'll tell you, after 2.5 years now, I can finally, I got some videos on the Sherwood 2 and 5 Instagram. I'll bring my daughter into the garage to work out because I think people like seeing it. And I don't think she's, even at now 2.5 years later, ever let me work out start to finish without a disruption. Like, even now, there's something that occurs, I stop, gotta go get her a little snack, or there was a spillage, or she can't find a marker that she wants. And
I'm going to pick on him for a second,
it's okay.
though. He also gives her everything she wants, so she continues to ask for those things.
I'm not going to argue
She's
that
very
one.
much a daddy's girl.
Yep.
Very, very much.
And I don't, I'm not doing anything currently to curb that behavior. Embracing it. So yeah, she's my little buddy, and when she exactly, so somebody says that's called designated rest periods, right? So a workout that wasn't going to be an interval workout becomes an interval workout when your little child just decides to cause an interruption. So for all the parents out there, fitness can be achieved, might look a little bit different. Hang on, make the best decisions that you can. Realize that this too shall pass.
Someday you'll have a 14-year-old that you can't get out of bed to even come spend time with you. So I promise it will will change at some point.
We've got a 14-year-old boy, a 12-year-old boy, and a 2.5-year-old girl. And the teenager's definitely in full-blown teenager mode, and the 12-year-old is not far behind. So, all right. Well, thanks, everybody. Thanks for being awesome. Take care of one another, and we'll talk later.